This guy is forced from Alpha to Omega, enduring countless times of being hurt by this man in the end, heartbroken and desperate to leave. But this man, after seeing the completely empty villa, finally comes to his senses. Babe, let's go back and see how this stubborn, strong Alpha faces off against the cold and obstinate one. The Alpha, his name is Ki Nien, is currently surrounded by a group of men in black, one step at a time. A low voice echoes, and a strong figure catches his eye, naturally dropping the weapon down. Ki Nien. His whole body trembles. Da Long Han is the most elite Alpha in the capital. His powerful aura makes Ki Nien instinctively want to submit. Da Long Han approaches Ki Nien. You want to keep causing trouble? I like you like this, so why won't you change a little for me? Ki Nien firmly says, I am an Alpha. Since I differentiated at 8 years old, I have been an Alpha from head to toe. Da Long Han straightforwardly replies, this time, I want what's best for you. Ki Nien pushes his hand away. What's best for me? I once thought you really treated me well because of you. Even as an Alpha, I would willingly lie beneath you, but you seek the drug to turn me into an Omega just to keep the Dot family line alive. After that, Da Long Han feels a bit sad. Ki Nien, I want you to get your parents' acceptance, which costs a lot of effort. How can you doubt me? Ki Nien's heart is as cold as ice. Do you know that if there's a rejection during the injection, I will die? Da Long Han expresses his dissatisfaction. It's not you. You say you love me? Why won't you take the risk for me? This time there's only a 50% chance of a rejection. So doesn't that still mean there's a 50% chance of success? Ki Nien looks at him. What if I die? Da Long Han tightly grips Ki Nien's hands. No, trust me. Ki Nien scoffs. I trusted you too much at first and ended up empty-handed. I will not take the drug to turn into an Omega. Da Long Han's gaze turns cold. Ki Nien, don't force me. Ki Nien angrily replies, you've always been forcing me. Da Long Han closes his eyes, turns around, and orders the injection for him. If he doesn't obey, knock him out and tie him up. Ki Nien is shocked. He can't believe the man he loves is so ruthless. Hearing Da Long Han's orders, the bodyguards rush towards Ki Nien. As an Alpha, Ki Nien's combat ability is strong, but the bodyguards keep increasing. He basically has no way to resist. In the end, the drug is injected into Ki Nien's body, causing him to scream in pain and anger. Da Long Han, I hate you. Da Long Han stands by coldly watching the entire process, then hate me. The boy forced from an Alpha to an Omega is then confined for 3 days. Finally, Ki Nien wakes up. He instinctively covers his body. It hurts so much, he feels pain all over. Ki Nien is dazed, as if shrouded in a layer of fog. All of this is brought by the one he once loved the most. Outside, the noise continues. 3 days already. Why is he still not awake? Hearing Da Long Han's angry voice, Ki Nien's heart trembles. Nien, you're awake. He strides to the bed and hugs Ki Nien tightly. Bowing his head to Ki Nien's neck, he takes a deep breath. Da Long Han frowns tightly. His gaze quickly turns cold. Why is there no scent of the news? Da Long Han doesn't give up. He leans close to Ki Nien's neck, sniffing again and again. Still nothing. Ki Nien suddenly smiles, deeply disappointed. Isn't that right? I'm an Alpha. How can an Alpha turn into an Omega? Da Long Han slowly. Still nothing. Ki Nien suddenly smiles, deeply disappointed. Isn't that right? I'm an Alpha. How can an Alpha turn into an Omega? Da Long Han slowly. It's definitely because the cell fusion hasn't activated yet. But I'm suspicious of that guy, the man named An. Tuen is in front of Da Long Han. Do you really love me? Da Long Han is stunned, and he lets out a bitter laugh. At first he was fooled by Da Long Han's face and his closeness, wasting so many years of effort, and now he's left with the hurt he feels. Suddenly, Da Long Han becomes agitated, saying, we've been together for so many years, and yet you still doubt me? I can have anyone I want, so why do I have to be with you? You don't understand at all. The reason I want you to become an Omega is so you can officially be known as Da Thiu Fu Nyan, not just some random guy. Ki Nien stares at him. What if I can't become an Omega? Da Long Han pulls Ki Nien tightly into his arms, saying, you have to become one. Trust me, once you become an Omega, we'll be officially together. Ki Nien's heart starts racing. Or maybe Da Long Han really loves him. To be with him, he has to take drastic measures for 7 days. After that, the stiff professor stands in the lab. Da Thiu, please calm down. We've never conducted an experiment to turn an Alpha into an Omega. Failure is common. Da Long Han's eyes darken. You think this is just an experiment? I don't care how you do it. You must turn Ki Nien into an Omega. I'm giving you a week. If you can't find a way, get out. As Da Long Han leaves the lab, his phone rings. Father, after all these years of playing around, shouldn't you settle down? We've decided to arrange a marriage with the Cam family. Don't make it difficult for me. Da Long Han's voice is low. Is it just about finding someone so everyone will leave me alone? Then let's go through with the marriage. This boy finally turns from an alpha into an omega. Just when he thinks he can be with the one he loves forever, that man gets engaged to someone else. After hanging up, Da Long Han returns to the villa, and as soon as he opens the door, he sees Qi Nian sitting on the sofa reading a book. Qi Nian looks up at him. This sight makes Da Long Han remember the first time they met. Just one glance in the crowd made Da Long Han's heart flutter. But when he got closer, he realized this guy was an alpha. He thought for a long time, and finally decided to pursue this boy. Finding someone you like isn't easy. Gender shouldn't be a barrier, but the more time goes on, Da Long Han feels that being an omega would suit him better. If Qi Nian were an omega, all the current issues could be solved. Da Long Han walks over to Qi Nian. How are you feeling today? Qi Nian replies, nothing special. Da Long Han is really disappointed. How can there be nothing? If I wanted an omega like that, there are plenty outside. Da Long Han feels annoyed and sits down across from him. Why are you like this? If I wanted to find an omega, why would I waste my time with you? After saying that, he pulls Qi Nian closer. Look at you now. You've lost all the cuteness you had before. Didn't I want you to become an omega? Qi Nian is also angry. After all these years, is it not enough? Da Long Han grits his teeth. Even if you can't become an omega, you're no different from one. Qi Nian's face heats up, feeling humiliated. He thought for a long time and finally decided to pursue this boy. Meeting someone you like isn't easy. Gender shouldn't be a barrier, but the more time goes by, the more he feels that omega would suit him better. If Qi Nian is an omega, then all the problems in front of him could be solved. Ye Long Han walked over to Qi Nian. How are you feeling today? Qi Nian replied. Qi Nian's face heated up, feeling humiliated. Help me get an injection of suppressants. On the other side, there were 30 minutes left until the engagement ceremony started. Ye Long Han sat in the lounge, surrounded by makeup artists and hairstylists. The hairstylist was fixing his hair, and a mirror was in front of him. Ye Long Han was on the blacklist. When a hand landed on his shoulder, the powerful aura of the man behind him enveloped him. Ye Long Han said coldly, "Are you treating me too well? Making me forget what I am?" Qi Nian's face turned pale. You came to find me just to say this? How could he still naively think that he came to explain the engagement? Qi Nian didn't even have a chance to resist. He was roughly pulled into the car by Ye Long Han, and with a thud, Qi Nian was thrown inside. He felt a bit dizzy, and after a while, he regained his senses. What do you want to do? The man leaned in closer. You look good. Just feeling sad and angry, Qi Nian shouted and swung a punch towards Da Long Han's face. Da Long Han quickly grabbed his wrist. Am I wrong? You're an alpha, so why can't you be like an omega, except you can't have kids? Tell me, what makes you different from an omega? Qi Nian felt pain not just in his body but also in his heart. When Qi Nian woke up, it was already the morning of the next day, and he had been in this mansion for 3 days. How long would this imprisonment last? In the end, what did Da Long Han think of him? Just a well-behaved pet? He wasn't a bird in a cage, he was a thinking person. Suddenly, he felt a jolt. This was the scent of an omega, the pheromones wafting from his body. He had truly turned into an omega. Why was the first thought that popped into his head to tell Da Long Han about this? If he found out, he would definitely be happy. Although he was angry about Da Long Han turning him into an omega, Qi Nian really didn't want to be apart from him. All those years of feelings weren't fake. If only he and Da Long Han could be together forever. But as soon as he opened his phone, he saw a news article about the Da family and the Cam family getting engaged. This boy was forced from alpha to omega, thinking he could finally be with his love forever. But his father was getting engaged to someone else. Qi Nian felt like he might be hallucinating. How could Da Long Han be engaged? He had said he would be by Qi Nian's side for life. He must have misread it. There was no way he was seeing this right. Qi Nian kept reading the news over and over, and finally, he had to accept that this was the truth, and he wasn't hallucinating. Today was the day Da Long Han and Cam Due were getting engaged. No wonder Da Long Han hadn't come to the mansion lately. It turned out he had someone else by his side. Just a moment ago, Qi Nian was happy about becoming an omega. He slapped himself hard, laughing at himself for being so foolish. He couldn't stay here. If the staff in the mansion found out he had turned into an omega, they would definitely tell Da Long Han. Right now, he had to run away. If Da Long Han marked him, he would have no way to escape for life. Qi Nian opened the window and jumped out. The pheromones on him were so strong. If this continued, he feared he wouldn't be able to hold on much longer. The alpha seemed to have caught the strong scent and was following it. Qi Nian ran to the main road, instinctively fleeing. He wouldn't stop. He tried his best to run away from the crowd. He opened the door and pulled the driver out of the car, then jumped in and drove off. He was an alpha. He absolutely wouldn't let anyone mark Qi Nian. With strong willpower, He ran to a clinic. When he pulled the door open, he felt like he was about to collapse. Then someone caught him. "Qin, what's wrong with you?" Actually, when Qin entered, he had already in front of the mirror. Da Longhan looked at himself, a noble and elegant man, but Da Longhan didn't even care about his own appearance. His gaze was fixed. On the phone, Qin must have found out quickly about his engagement with Cam Due. After being cold to him for a few days, Qin would definitely know. He was just being nice, and by then, it would probably be like before, begging him to come back. The phone from the villa rang. Da Longhan furrowed his brows tightly and quickly answered. Dieptheo Ki was missing. The boy forced from Alpha to Omega. In order not to be marked by this man, he could only run away. But unexpectedly, he fell into this man's hands again. When he learned that Qin was missing, Da Longhan radiated murderous intent. A grown man like this, and you guys couldn't even keep an eye on him. Useless assistant quickly reminded Da Tio. The engagement ceremony was about to start. Da Longhan turned around and told his people to quickly find Qin. They had to find him no matter where he was. Then, he strode down the stairs. As soon as he reached the staircase, he encountered a few people. Da Van Bin saw his son in such a hurry and asked where he was going in such a rush. Da Van Bin angrily scolded. To stop. Something as big as the sky must wait until the engagement ceremony is over. Da Longhan stopped in his tracks, clenched his fists. Then he turned around and said he couldn't wait, and continued striding out the door. The Omega standing beside gently comforted the uncle. Don't be angry. Da Theo must have something very important to handle. I'll go down and talk to the guests for a bit. They will definitely understand. For our family at the clinic. What are you saying? Da Longhan wants to turn me into an Omega. Right now, Qin's biggest worry is that he can still turn back into an Alpha. Can I? He didn't want to be marked by Da Longhan, nor did he want to be a bird in a cage for life. Thin Duithan comforted that this needed a blood test. More checks needed to be done, but based on the current data, he wasn't sure what Da Longhan had injected into him, but right now he was still an Alpha. Honestly, before the sensitive phase started, he was an Alpha. After the sensitive phase, he would become an Omega. Qin's face turned pale. He lowered his head. So in the end, am I an Alpha or an Omega? Thin Duthan stepped closer to help him insert the IV. However, right now it still couldn't be confirmed. But don't worry, no matter what, I will find a way to help you return to how you were before. That evening, when Qin just stepped out of Thin Duthan's clinic, the phone suddenly rang. The caller was Da Longhan. Qin thought without thinking, directly hung up, but the phone kept ringing. When Qin was about to blacklist Da Longhan's number, a hand was placed on his shoulder. The powerful aura of the man behind surrounded him. Da Longhan coldly said, "Did I treat you too well, making you forget what you are?" Qin's face turned pale. "You came to find me just to say this?" Why was he still foolishly thinking that he came to explain the engagement? Qin didn't even have a chance to resist. He was aggressively pulled into the car by Da Longhan. With a thud, Qin was thrown inside the car. He felt a bit dizzy. It took a moment to regain his composure. "What do you want to do?" The man leaned closer. "You're showing signs." Da Longhan was blacklisted. Then a hand landed on his shoulder. The powerful aura of the man behind him enveloped him. Da Longhan coldly said, "Have I treated you too well that you've forgotten what you are?" His face was pale. "You came to find me just to say this? Why did you still naively think he came to explain the engagement?" Qin didn't even have a chance to resist. As Da Longhan aggressively pulled him into the car, with a thud, he was thrown inside. A kiss? Qin didn't even have a chance to resist as Da Longhan aggressively pulled him into the car, and with a thud, he was tossed inside. He felt a bit dizzy, and after a moment, he regained his composure. "What do you want to do?" The man leaned in closer. "You showed up like this. So, this sensitive moment happens when this guy gets pinned down in the car by the one he's loved for years. All just because he wants to break up, and the other dude is totally exhausted, using all his strength to resist. At this point, if things go inside, there's a 90% chance of getting pregnant, and he's begging so hard. Da Longhan lets him go this time, but obviously, Qin's attitude makes him suspicious. No matter how much he bullies him, Qin has never begged for mercy, just watching the tears roll down his cheeks. Tears rolling down Qin's face make Da Longhan soften up, and just as Qin relaxes, he passes out. Da Longhan can't help but feel a bit smug, like he was so fierce before, but now he has to obey. But outside, he resists. Deep down, he still loves me, right? He gently kisses Qin on the forehead. He takes him home, and when Datfu sees his son back, he's all annoyed, scolding him for being such a brat. How dare you run off after getting engaged? You want the Da family to be a laughingstock? I don't care what you do outside, but you better marry Cam Due. Once it gets sensitive, you'll have to mark him. Da Lang Han takes a sip of tea and says casually, just getting engaged and acting like this is a bit irresponsible. And besides, you're not even interested in Cam Due. And then he turns away. Da Fu is so mad he's shaking, saying, don't forget you're the heir of the Dot family, little brat. Your partner can have kids for you. Does their status even match yours? I'm not getting involved in your mess with Ki Nien. But Cam Due is a good kid. You need to talk to him properly. Da Lang Han feels a bit guilty. If he didn't want to be with Ki Nien, he wouldn't have chosen to get engaged to Cam Due, right? Now Ki Nien hasn't even turned into an Omega. Do I really have to mark Cam Due? Da Fu reminds Da Lang Han. Cam Due is on the second floor. He tells him to get ready to talk to him, and as soon as he opens the door, he sees Cam Due's clean, gentle face. This guy is really good looking, and with his looks, even without any news, he could make an alpha swoon. Suddenly, Da Lang Han's mind flashes to Ki Nien's face. No matter how pretty this guy is, he's not even 1/10 as beautiful as Ki Nien. His feelings are already shifting, so of course, his attitude will change too. Da Lang Han coldly says he won't get married, but Cam Due isn't scared by his words. He gracefully pours himself a cup of tea, asking, is it because of Ki Nien? If I remember correctly, Ki Nien is an alpha, and there's no way he can help the Dot family continue the lineage. Da Lang Han frowns, saying my business with Ki Nien is none of your concern. Cam Due smiles, suggesting they make a deal. With how developed the science is now, we don't even need to interact to have a future generation. Da Lang Han's eyes flicker. He asks, what's your condition? Cam Due stops smiling and states his goal. He wants the Cam family's fortune and 5 billion. Da Lang Han thinks for a moment. These two conditions are super easy for him. If this means he can be with Ki Nien openly, it's not a bad deal, so he agrees. Da Lang Han heads back to Ki Nien's bedroom, where the other guy is still fast asleep, his beautiful face lit up by a soft glow on those lovely lips. And 5 billion? Da Lang Han thought for a moment. These two conditions were incredibly easy for him. If doing so could allow him to be openly beside Ki Nien, that would be a pretty good deal, so he agreed. Like, if doing this means he can openly be next to Ki Nien, then that's not a bad deal, so he's feeling pretty good about it. Da Lang Han returned to Ki Nien's bedroom. The other was still sound asleep. His beautiful face was bathed in a layer of light, highlighting his pretty lips. Beautiful is biting his lip tightly, and just by looking, you can see Da Lang Han gently walking over to the bed, bowing low. His head wants to kiss you, Ki Nien, dreamily sensing you opening your eyes, his arm instinctively wrapping around Da Lang Han's neck. Even though he's hurt, Ki Nien doesn't want to leave Da Lang Han, especially not wanting him to be with someone else. Engaged, so he enthusiastically gives the other person a little signal, but at this moment, Ki Nien catches a whiff of the Omega pheromones on him, causing him to snap out of his daze. He pushes Da Lang Han away with force, angrily shouting, "Don't touch me!" This boy is heating things up with his lover, and then he smells the Omega pheromones again. On that guy, he angrily pushes Da Lang Han away, questioning if someone has touched him. Ki Nien feels an unbearable pain. If Da Lang Han marks Cam Due, then they will get married, right? What will he be? Just a secret lover? Ki Nien's questioning makes Da Lang Han furious. What do you want to do? If I touched him, then why am I back here looking at your high and mighty face? Cam Due is way cuter and gentler than you, and he's willingly continuing the family line. Looking back at you, what can you do for me? Every word from Da Lang Han is like a knife stabbing into Ki Nien's heart. His eyes are filled with sorrow, but Da Lang Han keeps pushing it. Why did I come back here? Seeing you just makes me sick. You weren't like this before. You're getting more and more boring. After saying this, he slams the door and heads into the bathroom. Ki Nien stands there dumbfounded. His pale face being called disgusting and boring by the one he loves is just ridiculous. Since that day, Ki Nien has been sick, turning into an Omega, and he's being forced, injected with something that his body is rejecting, combined with his mental issues, causing Ki Nien to have a high fever. The butler is worried, calling Da Lang Han, but at this moment, Da Lang Han is with Cam Due, completely ignoring the ringing phone. In his heart, he thinks Ki Nien is just trying to cause trouble. He wants to be cold to him for a few days to make him realize he's wrong. When they first started dating, even though both were alphas, neither knew how to be gentle, but every time they argued, it was always Ki Nien who apologized first. Da Lang Han is used to this, feeling that Ki Nien should be more accommodating. Right now, Ki Nien is being too unruly, not distinguishing right from wrong. Da Lang Han finds the ringing phone annoying and finally answers. The butler urgently says, Ki Nien is sick. Cam Due, right next to him, pretends to care. So, young Master Chi is sick? You should go back and check on him. But young Master Chi is an alpha. His health should be really good. How could he suddenly get sick? Da Lang Han's face darkens. This time, Ki Nien is definitely pretending to be sick to get him to come back. So Da Lang Han coldly says, I don't have time to act with him. Let him stay there. Didn't he say he's an alpha with great health? Then he should fight off the illness himself. If he wants me to come back, he should find a way to help himself. After saying that, he accidentally hangs up. Cam Due is still next to him, pretending to be a green tea princess. If young Master Chi is really sick, then why don't you go back and check? Da Lang Han doesn't care. He wants Chi Nian to. Worried, he called Da Lang Han, but at that moment, Da Lang Han was with Cam Due, completely ignoring the ringing phone. He thought this was Chi Nian trying to mess with him, wanting to be cold to him for a few days so he would realize he was wrong and apologize. Ignoring the ringtone, he thought this was Chi Nian trying to mess with him, wanting him to cool down. When they first started dating, even though both were alphas, they didn't know how to be gentle, but every time they argued, the one who apologized first was always Chi Nian. Da Lang Han was used to this and felt Chi Nian should give in to him. Right now, Chi Nian was too unruly, unable to tell right from wrong. They both didn't know how to be soft, but every time they argued, it was always Chi Nian who apologized first, not Da Lang Han. He was used to this and felt Chi Nian should give in to him. Right now, Chi Nian was being way too unruly, not knowing the difference between right and wrong. Da Lang Han heard the phone ringing and found it annoying, finally picking up. The butler urgently said Chi Nian was sick. Cam Due, right next to him, pretended to care. Ki Thiu-sin is sick? You should go back and check on him. But Ki Thiu is an alpha. Surely his health is very good. How could he suddenly fall ill? Da Lang Han's face darkened. He was sure this time Chi Nian was pretending to be sick to get him to come back. So Da Lang Han coldly said, I don't have time to play along with him. Let him be. Han was super cold, saying, I don't have time to act with you. Just let him be there. It's not like you're him. He said I'm an alpha with great physical health, huh? Well, if you want me back, figure out how to cure yourself. I hung up after saying that and casually cut the call. Cam Due was still beside me, pretending to be innocent. If Chi Tiao really is sick, then why doesn't he come back to check? Ye Lang Han didn't care at all. He wanted Chi Nian to bow down. But after a week, Chi Nian's condition didn't improve at all, and Da Lang Han didn't even bother to call. He didn't even ask Han once, just chased away all the staff in the villa for a glass of water. Chi Nian didn't even have that to drink. He knew Da Lang Han was trying to force him to bow down like before, but this time, it wouldn't happen. Chi Nian was determined not to let him have his way. 4 years together only led to the betrayal of his lover. Dad Nam not only got engaged to someone else, but also wanted him to be a mistress. Even when he was sick, there was no concern at all, just cruel words to hurt him. Chi Nian's heart had truly turned cold. He decided he had to break free from Da Lang Han's control. No way was he going to let anyone humiliate him. After recovering, Chi Nian returned to school to prepare for his graduation thesis. You're sick, and he doesn't care one bit, even using cruel words to hurt you. Chi Nian's heart has really gone cold. He decided he had to break free from Ye Lang Han's control. He could only blame himself for his own suffering. Loving the wrong person, seeing Ye Lang Han and Cam Due being all cozy. As soon as he arrived, he saw Da Lang Han and his fiancée laughing and chatting intimately. Looks like Da Lang Han took Cam Due to school. Chi Nian's heart ached so much he couldn't even speak. He and Da Lang Han had been together for 4 years, and the only time he took him to school was when they first met. After that, it was always Chi Nian going to the nightclub. Back then, Chi Nian was blinded by love. Whenever Da Lang Han was busy, he didn't even have time to glance at him. But Chi Nian still willingly accepted it, never complaining. He placed his hand on his wounded heart, only blaming himself for his own choices. Loving the wrong person, seeing Da Lang Han and Cam Due being intimate, he couldn't help but feel sad. Chi Nian turned to leave this place, but suddenly he was called back. Da Lang Han and Cam Due walked over hand in hand. His mouth, 37 degrees, uttered cold words. The butler called me, saying you were sick, but looking at your current state, you don't look sick at all. If you want to see me, don't come up with such childish excuses. If you quietly beg me, I might be happy to come back and take a look at you. That patronizing attitude made Chi Nian feel pain all over. He felt humiliated. He struggled to say, I don't want to see you, and prepared to leave. But Da Lang Han wouldn't let it go, pulling him back and continuing to insult him. He angrily said, Am I just going to let you go? You see me and deliberately want to leave. You want to play the soft and weak game. He bore his own wounds, only blaming himself for his own actions. Loving the wrong person, seeing Da Lang Han and Cam Due being intimate again, he still couldn't help but feel sad. Chi Nian turned to leave, but suddenly he was called back. Ye Lang Han and Cam Due walked over hand in hand. His mouth, 37 degrees, spouted icy words. The butler called. Da Lang Han and Cam Due walked hand in hand. His mouth, 37 degrees cold, spoke chilling words. The butler called out some childish excuses. Me, saying you were sick, but looking at you now, you don't look sick at all. If you want to see me, don't come up with those childish excuses. If you begged me quietly, I might happily come back to see you. If you begged me softly, I would gladly go back to see you. That condescending attitude made Qinian feel pain all over. He felt humiliated. He struggled to say, I don't want to see you, and prepared to leave, but Ye Langhan wouldn't let it go, pulling him back and continuing to insult him. He angrily said, He struggled to say, I don't want to see you, and prepared to leave, but Da Langhan wouldn't let him go, pulling him back and continuing to insult him. He angrily said, Oh, why are you like this now? This scheming look makes me feel disgusted. Qinian trembled, having nothing more to say. Oh, why are you like this now? This scheming look makes me sick. Dude, Qinian trembled, having nothing left to say. In love, flaws become strengths. But when love is gone, everything is wrong. Cam Due tugged at his shirt. Da Langhan opened his mouth and already reeked of green tea. But Da Langhan didn't pay any attention to Cam Due. He continued to use cruel words to insult Qinian. If you had even a little bit of understanding like Tio Duete, I wouldn't hate you so much. He spoke. Ye Langhan's words reeked of green tea, but he didn't even pay attention to Cam Due, still using cruel words to humiliate. Da Langhan deliberately said hurtful things because he thought Qinian loved him and would beg him like before. But this time, it was beyond Da Langhan's expectations. Qinian was hurt to the point of feeling discouraged. And if Da Tiu thinks I'm annoying and boring, then there's no need to contact me anymore. Like that. Ye Langhan deliberately said hurtful things because he thought Qinian would still beg him like before. But this time, it was beyond Ye Langhan's expectations. Qinian was hurt to the point of feeling defeated. If Ye Tiao thinks I'm annoying and boring, then don't contact me anymore. Begged him. But this time, it was beyond Da Langhan's expectations. Qinian was hurt to the point of being discouraged. If Da Theo finds me annoying and boring, then don't contact me anymore. Feeling disheartened. So if Da Theo thinks I'm annoying and boring, then don't bother contacting me anymore. The moment he heard this, Da Langhan was stunned. He didn't expect the story to come to this point. He angrily rushed to grab Qinian's hand. Do you dare to say that again? Qinian struggled to break free, to grab Qinian's hand. Do you dare to say that again? Qinian struggled to break free. He didn't want to care about that crazy guy. Then he didn't even look back and just walked away, leaving his back to him. Da Langhan just felt furious. What right does Qinian have to say there's no clear connection, just a toy, only I have the right to not need you? You don't have the right to Dudom say to leave. The anger in Da Langhan's heart clouded his eyes as he stepped forward to chase after Qinian. Qinian was bullied by Da Langhan again, just because he said he wanted to break up. Since then, he was bound and imprisoned by Da Langhan. In the previous part, Qinian wanted to let go, hoping Da Langhan wouldn't look for him anymore. Da Langhan was angry. Angry from the beginning until now, only he has the right to say he doesn't need you. You don't have the right to Judong leave. He, Qi-nin, struggled to escape from his grasp. What right do you have to interfere with my freedom? You're already engaged. Don't bother me anymore. Da Langhan and Qinian have been in love for 4 years, and he had never seen Qinian so indifferent towards him like this. Today, Qinian even used a tone, so rigidly to talk to him. Da Langhan couldn't accept it. Accept it or not, he tightly hugged Qinian. Qinian, I'm telling you for the last time, only I have the right to say break up. You are not qualified to leave me. Break up? You think that's great? You live as my person, and when you die, you're my ghost. Qinian felt his heart tighten. Tightening fiercely, how miserable must it be to say such words? He angrily bit Da Langhan's shoulder. You accept it. Accept it or not, I'm telling you, I won't go back with you anymore. At that, Da Langhan's face turned extremely dark. Qinian, I really spoiled you, making you more and more unaware of your own status, turning into a person I find disgusting. Qinian lowered his head in self-mockery, smiling. If Datyu hates me like this, then let's go our separate ways. Go, let's not meet again. Da Langhan's gaze suddenly trembled. You still insist on leaving? I, Qinian, firmly raised my head to look at him. That's right, at that moment, Dip Langhan suddenly felt fear. Relying on the identity of a young master from a wealthy family, there are countless elite Omegas wanting to get close to him. He reached out to hold Qinian's hand. But why doesn't he want this person to leave? He pulled Qinian to a small forest not far away. Qinian had just recovered, basically not a match for Da Langhan. Da Langhan pushed him against a tree, then leaned close to his ear, gritting his teeth and saying not to go. I don't agree to break up for this lifetime, you. Don't even think about leaving me. Look, you've gotten used to it. These days without me by your side, it's lonely, right? Ki Nian denied with his mouth, but his body was very honest. Da Lang Han was smug. Look at this expression of yours. Can you leave me? Really? Even if you leave me, you won't be able to be a normal alpha. Look at how you are. You no longer have the ability to be around betas or omegas anymore. His words were filled with mockery, making Ki Nian feel extremely wronged, not knowing where to find strength. He pushed Da Lang Han away. Da Lang Han, we once truly loved each other. Do you really need to be so ruthless? Da Lang Han again pushed Ki Nian against the tree. Am I ruthless? You're the one who insists on doing things your way. After saying that, he forcefully tore Ki Nian's shirt. Be a little obedient. I don't want to hurt you. He kissed down on Ki Nian's fair shoulder. Ki Nian swung his fist hard. Don't touch me. I'm afraid you're dirty. Da Lang Han didn't dare. You don't have the right to call me dirty when you're the one touching my face. Who do you think you are to say that in front of me? The next second, he lunged directly at Ki Nian, tearing off his clothes. Ki Nian's eyes were filled with fear. Da Lang Han, you've lost it. Ki Nian was once again humiliated by Da Lang Han, and he even took pictures to blackmail him, which was even scarier because of the Omega mark on Ki Nian. Just then, it was mentioned earlier about Da Lang Han, who was not the person he directly lunged at Ki Nian. In the schoolyard, people came and went, but no one stopped. In the small forest, Da Lang Han heard Ki Nian's suppressed sounds, and all the blood in his body surged. Although Ki Nian desperately wanted to resist, his body just obeyed. Da Lang Han clearly had taken control of Ki Nian, but he still felt it wasn't enough. Da Lang Han grabbed Ki Nian's neck. You're so naughty. Who else can satisfy you besides me? Every word from this man pierced Ki Nian's heart, making him feel like he was dying and coming back to life. Ki Nian desperately closed his eyes, while Da Lang Han tidied himself up and returned to his usual noble and elegant demeanor. On the contrary, Ki Nian looked much worse. His disheveled clothes made Da Lang Han breathe heavily. He really couldn't bear to part with this person, even if he couldn't turn into an Omega. To be by his side, it wouldn't be so bad. Unfortunately, he didn't know how to listen. To control Ki Nian, Da Lang Han pulled out his phone, aimed it at Ki Nian, and took a few chaotic pictures of his clothes. Hearing the sound of the camera, Ki Nian quickly looked up. What are you doing? Da Lang Han reached out and grabbed his wrist. What do you think I want to do? Isn't it obvious? Then he pressed Ki Nian against the tree, continuously taking pictures. Ki Nian was so anxious that his eyes turned red. No, don't take pictures. How could Da Lang Han do something like this? Da Lang Han took a lot of photos, and finally satisfied, he let Ki Nian go. He smirked coldly. Ki Nian, I warn you not to leave me. If I find out you've done anything to betray me, I will spread these photos. This kind of thing? Yi Lang Han took a lot of pictures, finally satisfied, letting Ki Nian go. He smirked coldly. Ki Nian, I warn you not to distance yourself from me. If I find out you've done anything wrong to me, I'll spread these photos. I warn you not to leave me. If I find out you did something wrong to me, I will spread these photos. This photo is spreading.